Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is dedicated to exposing Watchtower lies, deception and cover-up. My name is Marcy and I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses for over 30 years. I served as a regular pioneer for 10 of those years. I was first contacted in the door-to-door ministry back in 1987 and I finally left the organisation in 2022. And so, hi everybody, and just a quick word, today is actually my birthday, and so today I have reached the grand old age of 64, and so it's a good few years since I entered the organisation. I entered the Watchtower and started attending meetings back in 1990. And after I had my son and I brought my children up in the religion, they left a long time ago. But I carried on and was a faithful and staunch witness. I was very zealous for many years. And so, I woke up, as I said, and left the organisation in 2022. But I want to talk about this subject today and why so many witnesses are leaving in 2025. Like, seriously, it seems like so many are waking up and walking away from the Watchtower, and more are doing this every single day. So I'm not here to, cause drama or to talk about hate or anything like that. I'm here to talk about truth, freedom and real stories today. And lately, the floodgates are opening. More and more ex-Jehovah's Witnesses or people who have left are coming out and telling their story. They're speaking out, and more current Jehovah's Witnesses are stepping away. They're scaling down their activity within the organisation. So what is it that is actually going on? Well, I think that a few things are coming together. People are more connected these days with YouTube, Reddit, TikTok, and Facebook groups like for ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. The days of blindly trusting what you're told to believe is fading away. The information is out there and people in the Watchtower are noticing that people are leaving. When I was going, a very active couple called Louise and Simon left the Watchtower. And it was a huge talking point, but nobody seemed to know why they had left. The rumour that I heard was that they had suddenly started believing in the flat earth. Excuse me, I'll just take a drink. And I don't believe for a minute that that was the real reason. I think they investigated the Watchtower and found out many of the things that we all have found out when we started investigating the Watchtower, and they walked away. And his father was a very prominent elder in the congregation. He was on the platform doing talks, and Simon himself, he was very active as well. He was an elder. And so, he was very well thought of and well up in the organisation. And like I said, suddenly they left and him and his wife walked away from the Watchtower and never to be seen again. And so this happened a long time ago, but this is happening more and more and more. And so let's face it, 2025 is shaping up to be a year of major shifts, not just in the Watchtower society, but people recognise that things are happening in the world. They're prepping, they're stocking up on things, they're expecting something to happen. They don't trust the governments anymore because more and more exposes of the what's going on with the cabal and other things, and people are waking up to that. There is a great shift in consciousness going on in 2025. So going back to the Watchtower, what is it then that is making people wake up or step back? Well, some people are just realising that the teachings keep changing, especially older witnesses who are of the age group that I'm in. You know, we were taught that the generation that saw the events of 1914 would not pass away until, you know, that some of them would still be alive. And we were kept being told, they're getting older, they're dying off, yet some of them will still be alive. And then suddenly we were told, oh, no, that's not right. There is an overlapping generation now. The generation overlaps with the original group, blah, blah, blah. And this never rung true with me and has left many people scratching their heads of the age group that I'm in. And this is what woke my husband Paul up before we actually met. He was questioning this this generation teaching. You know, and they keep coming up with excuses and saying it's new light. And for many people, it just doesn't add up anymore. And they are questioning in their own minds what is really happening with this organisation. Now, others are dealing with the burnout and the pressure to keep up a routine that you just cannot sustain. They are exhausted with the meetings, with the field set, the studying, the constant having to watch videos on the broadcasts and things like that, and to the family studies, Bible studies and things like that. They just cannot keep it up anymore. They're absolutely exhausted. And I talked to Paul about this, and he said he was really stressed, that never was it enough, that you weren't actually doing enough. You've got to keep doing more and more and more things to keep them happy. And at the end, people just cannot keep up anymore. They're exhausted, they're depressed. And I know that the COVID was a respite for many, many people when they could stay at home. They could be on the Zoom and stay at home and spend time actually with their families talking. And I think that was a great thing for many people, and that allowed them to step back and think, this is not what I want anymore. So many people are realising that they just want to live authentically, that they want to live a normal life. And as Christians, we can still live a normal life. You don't have to have someone ramming it down your throat every 2 minutes how to be a Christian and live your life. You've got a Bible. It tells you if you want to live like God tells you, read the Bible and live by it. You don't need some 8 men in Brooklyn constantly hammering you all the time with what you can and can't do. And I think that many people have just had enough, and this is some of the reasons why people are walking away. Others are just tired of the fear and the shame all the time, the guilt of not doing enough, of slipping and committing sins that the Watchtower deems things that you can actually be disfellowshipped or shunned for, soft shunned for, and they're just tired of all the guilt. It's not a nice place to be. It's not a happy religion. And all they keep telling you is, oh, Jehovah's Witnesses are the happiest people, we're the blessedest, happiest people. But when you start looking, you're not happy. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy for years, even though I carried on pioneering and appeared to be doing everything. I wasn't a happy person inside. And many are finding that that's the case with them. So, I want to hear your story. If you're someone who left, whether it was years ago or whether you've just left, what are the reasons that you left? What was it that made you think there's something wrong with this, and start your exit process? I want to hear your story. And was it, doctrine? Was it shunning, family issues? Was it something like the COVID, like that woke me up? Were you just exhausted? Or was it something totally different? This channel that I've set up is about exposing the Watchtower lies, deception and cover-up. And many of my videos are very, very authentic because I use the Society's own publications to expose what they taught in the past and the lies that they have told. And because of this, many Jehovah's Witnesses who are active have not commented, even though they watch the channel, because they can't argue with the facts. When I first started the channel, I was getting trolls, witnesses that would come on and attack me, but I kept saying, you can't argue with the facts of the old books that the Society have produced. And when they realised that they couldn't get anywhere, a lot of them left and stopped watching. Others became silent watchers. But this channel is not just about exposing Watchtower lies and deception and cover-up. It's also about healing and support. And when you share your story, you might be helping someone who is on the cusp of a spiritual disaster. They just don't know which way to turn. They're struggling with these emotions and feelings, things that they may have found out and can't talk about. I know that I couldn't talk to anybody. It nearly sent me mad until I found, as I said, my friend Sharon, who was an ex-witness. She was brought up as a witness. She wasn't ever baptised, but she understood what I was going through. And so I had that support, and then I got the channel, which also brought me into contact with others who were going through the same sort of thing. So your story, what woke you up, how you stepped back, how did you get out? I'd like to hear your story in the comments below. Please share, because you can be helping somebody else to get the help they need and get out of this cult. And start them on the road to a better life. And if they want to come to find out the real truth about Jesus and go down a relationship with him, they can start on that path. But the main thing is to get them out of this organisation. So you can, by sharing your story, You can help someone who's scared, confused, or just beginning to wake up. And if you are an active Jehovah's Witness watching this, first of all, I see you. I don't know why you're here, because you keep being told not to watch these channels that are people who've left. But maybe you are having doubts yourself, and that's okay. It's healthy to ask questions. The Bible encourages you to make sure of all things. And the truth has no fear in being examined. So, if it is the truth, then it shouldn't have any fear of being looked at and scrutinised. It will stand up, because the truth always does. So if you are here and you're thinking you've got a few doubts, then you should address those doubts. The Bible speaks about the Bereans who examined the scriptures to see if those things were so, what they were being told and taught. So I encourage you that you may be scared, but you are allowed to ask questions and think for yourself. You might be scared of losing your family, your friends, and your community. I've been there. Many of the people who watch my channel, who are ex-witnesses, they've been there. And so many of us have gone through the fire, as I call it. But I promise you that life on the outside is not what you have been told. It's not what they tell you. It's so much better than fear. And they tell you that that is the best life ever, that they have within the bubble of the Watchtower. Don't look outside. Don't go outside. It reminds me of that film, The Village, where those people live in that community and are told never to go beyond the woods, to go into the woods, because there is evil creatures that will get them. And so nobody ever does get out and leave. But then when they actually do go out and go through the woods, they find the normal world outside that they've never known anything about. They get into the real world. They've been controlled by fear for all their lives. And this film just reminds me so much of Jehovah's Witnesses. There is a world out there, out here, where you can live in peace, where you're not beholden to fear, where you can be your authentic self, and where you can learn what the real truth about the Bible and about God is, if you so wish. So there is a whole community of people who have taken to YouTube, who have woken up and are going to help you. They will become friends of yours. I've got friends who I've met on this channel. I've spoken about a lady I call Jane, who I speak to on the phone a lot. I love her to bits. And I just find that, there is a world out there that you don't know anything about. And they keep telling you, or they told me, that people outside weren't happy, they were only putting on a front and everything like that. It is so not true. It's so not true. I go to a church now. I'm part of the church community. I work with helping people to understand the Bible. And since I've been going, The church has increased so much since me and Paul have been there. We are told regularly that we get involved because of the Watchtower teachings to become involved and encourage people. That was a good side of the Watchtower. It's not all bad, I'm not saying it is. You know, some of the things that we were taught, how to communicate, how to welcome people, how to go and talk to people, and things like that have served me as well in the new church, where it is thriving and growing. I make a point of going to speak to everybody who's new. I sit and talk to the old ones, and you know, we have a fellowship group, a prayer group. I'm involved in the whole lot, and it's so much better. You know, we both, Paul and I, are so much happier, and we've been so blessed since we left. So don't be scared. There is the help out there for you if you are a Jehovah's Witness waking up now. So don't forget to share your story. What's going on in the organisation? Do you think this is my opinion? And what has helped you to walk away if you've already left? So don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with someone who needs it, because someone out there is struggling and your story could be the wake-up call that they need. Thanks for watching, and be true to yourself, and until I make the next video, I am going to say bye.